All right, we're bringing out the bells and whistles here in Studio 21. It's a little something we call last banner standing. So the power rankings entering 2025, according to USA Today, look like this. Dodgers, Yankees, Braves, Phillies, Mets, and Orioles. Those are the top 6 teams in baseball, according to USA Today. So now, as you check out our gorgeous studio, a little something we call last banner standing. I'm going to throw a topic to Case. Now he's going to pick the strongest one. They will stay. The one that is the weakest will head to the heavens. And that's why, in essence, it is called last banner standing. That's to explain what exactly we're doing. So the first topic here, most intimidating top of the order of these 6 teams, Sean Casey.
Don't forget, this is the top 6 teams in the game. So we're going through it. We're like, okay, this is the best.
Yeah.
Well, when you look at it, you got to go to the Dodgers, right? You look at the top of their order. I mean, you could go Ohtani Betts. You could go Betts Freeman. You could go Ohtani Freeman. I don't think it gets much better than that. It doesn't get much better than that three-headed monster right there. And if you're talking about the top 2, you can mix and match either one of those guys. That's why I had to go with the Dodgers.
So Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, MVP, MVP, MVP. The better question is, who's the weakest of the 6?
There's a lot of great matchups, a lot of great guys in these lineups. And so you're talking about the weakest of the top 6.
Correct.
I'm gonna have probably the Orioles. The Orioles lineup, of all the top 6.
Yeah.
I'd have to say in this lineup, I think Gunnar Henderson's going to be a superstar, future MVP candidate. Adley Rutschman had a little bit of a down year last year offensively, so maybe out of these top 6 teams, that's the weakest link in the lineup.
Yeah, Rutschman had a poor second half. You're right, O'Hearn. Not exactly Shohei Ohtani or Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and thus the Orioles get sent into the heavens. All right, scariest.
What a game.
I love it so far. Love the music, too. Scariest in the base pass case of these teams.
Scariest on the base pass probably has to be the Dodgers again, right?
Wow,
I tried to go elsewhere, but at the end of the day, I looked at Ohtani stealing 59 bags. Teoscar got 12. Mookie got 16, and he was banged up a lot of the year. Even Freeman and Rojas stuck in and threw in a 9 and an 8. I just feel like they're the best team on the base pass.
All right, so who gets eliminated now? Who's the worst in the base pass of our remaining 5 teams?
I'm going to have to probably go with the Yankees, right? Kind of scuffled on the bases a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, they got Volpe, who stole 28 bags. Jazz being there,
yes,
definitely going to help them. There's no doubt. Judgy stole 10, but they had a minus 16.9 base running runs last year, which is the MLB worst. Yeah. So hopefully they'll get that going. But for this game that we're making up, they're going to the heavens.
Wow, the New York Yankees are not going to be the last banner standing. Early upset, perhaps, for some as the Yanks go out. Okay, next topic. We're down to 4. Best bullpen of these 4.
Well, I don't want to say the Dodgers, but then I have to say
you can't say the Dodgers.
I'm trying not to say them. I'm trying not to say them. I'm trying to pick another team. But I mean, when you look at the Dodgers bullpen, they had one of the best bullpens in the game, 3.53 bullpen ERA last year, which was 4th, and then they added Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates in free agency. So I mean, they only get better. And when you look at what they have too, Phillips and Gratterall, they'll be coming back from some injuries. So there's some few arms trying. I mean, I don't know, man. I tried to actually figure something else out, but I just couldn't do it.
Dodgers have gone 3 straight. So again, the better question becomes, who's going to be eliminated? Who is the weakest link?
Wow.
Goodbye.
Of these 6 teams, the weakest link is probably the Mets.
Oof.
When I look at the Mets and I look at what they have, I think one of the biggest things, Edwin Diaz had a 3.52 ERA last year. But look at the ERAs here.
Oh, my God.
You look at a lot of 1s on the Dodgers side, and then you look at the Mets, and, but I'm saying the 3s and the 4s. Obviously, they'll probably be a little bit better this year, but I don't know.
This is
ridiculous. You tell me.
You're right.
You would tell me. I tried to pivot. I tried to pivot. I couldn't pivot.
How about the Mets just going off to the heavens here?
There go the Mets off to the heavens.
All right, the next topic, most defensively sound.
Wow.
Down to 3 here.
Well, what I'm going to try to do is go away from the Dodgers here. But it turns out I can't.
This is
I'm back to the
4 straight Dodgers.
I'm back to the Dodgers. Listen, they have a 6-time Gold Glove outfielder moving to shortstop. That's how good these guys in Betts. Plus 66 defensive runs saved last year, 3rd best in Major League Baseball. They're just really good all around. Outfield, infield. This is a team that's really good at saving runs and really good at the pitchers love these guys.
No, you're right. Defensive run saved. The Dodgers are great. That makes me think, though, who's going to be eliminated here? We got Braves and Phillies. Who goes?
The Phillies are going to go up to the heavens.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Middle of the pack last year, +3 defensive runs saved. Obviously, Romuto's got a pair of Gold Gloves. Harper's great over there at first. Yeah. Trey Turner, they got some good pieces. But when you look at the numbers, you got to look at the numbers, man.
Okay.
You look at the numbers, you go, the defensive run saves you. Look at the Dodgers at plus 66. Phillies are sitting there at plus 3.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, that's a pretty glaring.
Off they go.
Okay, so the Phillies are.
Don't forget, these are the top 6 teams.
Yeah, I know you're right. Good news is Eagles win the Super Bowl. The parade taking place Friday. Not great news for the Phillies. They go to the heavens. Jalen Hurts, we love him, the MVP. All right, so the last question now becomes, this is it, we're down to 2. You can feel the excitement building.
Yeah, right.
The topic is best rotation. Wow. Is it going to be the Dodgers or the Braves?
That's a great question. Where are the Yankees? Because obviously I think they should be in it, but they were out of here because of base running.
That's the problem.
Right? But I think when you look at the Dodgers and the Braves, you have to kind of look at the depth of the Dodgers. I mean, seriously.
Kershaw's a 5.
Hang on a second. Blake Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow. Oh, wait, we just got Roki Sasaki. That's no big deal because then we just signed Kershaw to be a number 5.
Right.
Gonsolin's nasty. They haven't been healthy. Miller, Knack, those guys are all coming back. And don't forget there's a guy named Shohei Ohtani that's going to show up in May at some point. I got to think they got the best rotation.
It's terrifying.
Am I crazy?
I do want to see the Braves on.
Let's see the Braves.
Just for comparisons, I love Sale. Cy Award.
Listen, Sale, love Chris Sale. Cy Young. Strider's going to be back at some point. At Tommy John. Lopez took a step forward in going into the rotation. Schwellenbach was so good. Holmes, Anderson, those other guys are good, but they're not the list that we just showed, which is literally a bunch of number 1s.
From last man standing to last banner standing.
So the Braves are off to the heavens.
It was almost, that was a rout for the LA Dodgers. The Braves can only hope it'll be a different situation come playoff time. That's right. Lift them up. Away they go.
And we tried to do everything we could.
I like the Dodgers. At least you gave me a write-in vote for the Yankees. Yes. Best rotation.
The Yankees adding Max Fried with Cole and Rodon.
Luis Gil, rookie of the year.
Luis Gil, come on, you kidding me?
Clark Schmidt.
Yeah, Clark Schmidt. Stroman's sitting there at 6.
Yeah.
It's still a pretty deep rotation, but the base running killed the Yankees. The Dodgers end up staying down here on Earth.
Bree making the most of Studio 21.
Making the most of
Great stuff here. All right. Still to come here at MLB Tonight as we keep grinding away on last banner standing. Plenty more to discuss here on the program, including, well, you know what? We're going to do a little talk about the LA Dodgers, and honestly, we're cramming. We're cramming right now. Down goes Case. We're cramming right now in class for off-season grades.
Elementary desk. Small.
The music again, yeah.
And Williams didn't win a lot. Williams didn't win a lot. He was not a great outfielder. And he was interested, as Yogi Berra used to tell me, Ted cares more about hitting than winning. And that is why I left Ted out.
But he was the number 2 hitter of all time. But he was the number 2 hitter of all time. So, that to me is all right, good. Hey, I have DiMaggio higher than Williams. I have Mantle up there. Stan Musial is in my top 5. I think he is still grossly underrated, dog. You have to.
Fair.
I know you wanted to get Griffey in there. Griffey is a great modern player, but he's got a 136 OPS plus.
Griffey hits.
There's a lot of guys with 600 home runs. A lot of guys. Jim Thome has 600 home runs. And Griffey, also, he had a great first half of his career. That's great, 9 years. And then there was the rest of his career. I think he's just below the Mickey Mantle level. He's a top 10 center fielder all time. I couldn't put him above Mickey Mantle or DiMaggio. You didn't in front of DiMaggio, but you did in front of Mantle. I couldn't quite do that. I know you're trying to get new eras in there. I thought of Albert Pujols as well. But Pujols doesn't beat Gehrig for me. And so I just have Gehrig in there. Again, to get your new players in there, you had to move some old stalwarts out. And I think this is what we do the list.
I think I probably should have put Williams in there over maybe Ohtani. I put Ohtani in there so I wouldn't be criticized for being an old fogey. So I thought and I also thought of Mookie Betts, too. But I thought, to be fair about it.
Yeah.
No, not top 10.
Not top 10. Again, if you're talking like Betts, I don't know, you're getting top 30 or 40, which is the highest of compliments. He's in the Hall of Fame, but top 10. This is the rare.
I didn't put him in the top 10. I didn't put him in the top 10.
No,
I said I considered it. Okay. I didn't put him in.
We had a lot of guys close. I didn't put him in. This is good. I'm glad we have some differences, though. That's good. That's why we have you on. The kids will love you now. You can brag on that. And Doggy, we'll see you next time.
You got it.
Welcome back to MLB Now's top 10 center fielders right now. Brian Kenny back with Chris Young. Let's get back to the top 5 now. And at number 5, Mike Trout from the Los Angeles Angels. Trout is, of course, an all-time great already. He is on the top 10 for the 13th time. 10 times he was number 1. This number 5 ranking is the lowest of his career. He has battled significant injuries in recent years, last year playing just 29 games before a knee injury shut him down for the season. Trout now enters his age 33 season, and the number of games played tell a lot of the story. He averaged 158 games a season earlier in his career. It dropped over the next few, but over the last 4 full seasons, he has topped 100 games only once. Which direction for an all-time great? It's a big question. Let's move up the list. Mike Trout at number 5. At number 4, Michael Harris of the Atlanta Braves. Harris had a breakout rookie year, winning Rookie of the Year in 2022, slugging well over 500 and playing a very good defensive center field. This is his 3rd straight year in the top 10. His defensive work remained stellar last year. He was plus 11 in defensive runs saved, but his hitting was erratic and he finished below league average. Harris is still just going into his age 24 season. That's young. Big things expected, but his on-base slugging percentage and overall hitting numbers have dropped each of the last 2 years. Not a great sign. Let's move up the list. We get to number 3, the rare air, and it is Byron Buxton of the Minnesota Twins. This is his 5th straight year in the top 10, as Buxton remains one of the most tantalizing talents in Major League Baseball. When healthy, he is a premier defender and has prodigious power, but he has been unable to consistently stay on the field. Last year, he returned to center field after a year solely at DH. He battled knee and hip injuries. Here's Buxton year by year. Since playing 140 games in 2017, he has topped 100 games only once. Last year, and even then, it was barely over that number. He hit well last year, slugged .524, had a robust 142 weighted runs created plus. The question is, at the age of 31, can he play a full season for the Twins? All right, back with Chris Young. There's a lot of that going around.
So much of it.
Yeah, let me start with Mike Trout. Like, once you kind of dismiss it, like, Trout, he's always hurt. What if we do get a not even a full season, 130 games of Mike Trout? That's still a great player.
I think the shredder still rewards him, and sometimes it's better to not be on the field for the shredder. That's what I'm learning throughout this process is as long as when you're on the field, you're a productive player, and Mike Trout has been. When he's on the field, he's still as productive as ever. Yeah, even a slight downtick from Mike Trout, he's still a 140 OPS plus guy. So when he has that type of ceiling, you understand even putting him at number 5. If Mike Trout goes and he's healthy all year with these numbers that you're
seeing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is him at his worst, and even when he's not playing, he's still slugging .504. And that, compared to most other players,
right,
like now that Aaron Judge is off the position, like he's still performing. That's what I mean. Like, come on. He makes your top 5, doesn't he? He makes my top 5.
Oh, he 100% makes my top 5 because if he's healthy, and it's a few guys. We have Luis Robert, we have Byron Buxton, we have Mike Trout. We had 3 guys who are high reward, but there is some risk as far as if they're going to be healthy or not. If they are healthy, all 3 of those guys, I'm taking Mike Trout every time because he's the one to where if he's healthy, he's number 1 next year. No doubt in my mind.
Look, we've gotten used to him being this low. This is the lowest shredder ranking, but I think we've all dinged him a bit over the last few years, but you know there's still a lot there. He's an all-time great, 10 times number 1. Meantime, Michael Harris, I mean, I love this player, but he's got to hit a little bit at this point. His hitting has gone down.
Right, and that's why he's sitting still just a little bit ahead of Mike Trout, which was a little surprising for me because there has been a downtick, especially on the offensive side, and I think that shows you how much injuries can really impact the player. We talked about Robert earlier with the hip flexor. Michael Harris had the hamstring issue last year. He came out the gates scorching hot. Started off the season hot, finished the season hot, but that time in the middle coming off the injury, he really struggled. It slowed him down a little bit on the bases, and when a player as dynamic as him, you slow him down a little bit, it impacts the type of player that he is.
What we're looking at right there, the difference between your xWOBA, that's expected weighted on base, and your actual weighted on base, that shows that the quality of your contact is a little bit better than the results you're getting. So maybe you're being a little hit unlucky. I think there was a number of things there. He's still very young. I think there's a lot of upside there for Michael Harris. We're going to have our top 10s later, and I think we're going to have him up a little higher. Meantime, we asked you, the fans, to give us your top 10. Here's the overall talent pool at the position. You see guys we haven't even mentioned as of yet. TJ Friedl, Pete Crow Armstrong of the Cubs, Parker Meadows of the Tigers, good rookie year last year. JJ Bleday had a good year for the A's. Jose Siri will get center field time for the Mets. He's an elite defender. Just some of the names that you see there. Jacob Young of the Nationals, again, another elite defensive player in center field. So let's go to you, the fans, top 10 right now.
What a play by Varsho. He's got another one. This happens every night. Cedric Mullins insane in center. Flying through the air like Superman. He has done it again. Buxton, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Parker Meadows did it. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. Doyle makes the catch. VCA puts an exclamation on his defensive masterpiece. Yeah, baby. Give me up. Julio. Oh, my. He brought it back. What a grab by Michael Harris. Mike Trout has tied it up with an absolute thump. High drive, deep right field. Merrill Madness.
All right, coming up here on Top 10 right now, we do have a lot of groupthink on this show. It happens to even the best of us. But up next, we invite MLB Now regular Rob Parker. He thinks outside the box. His insight, his top 10 list. You can be the judge if it's filet or bologna. That's his line. That's next.
ドジャースの2024年シーズンは、まさに夢のようなオールスターチームが誕生した瞬間から、ファンの期待を一身に背負い、圧倒的なパフォーマンスで駆け抜けてきました。大谷翔平、ムーキー、ベッツ、フレディ、フリーマン、これほどのスター選手が一堂に会し、チームとして戦う姿は、まさに野球ファンにとっての最高のエンターテイメントでした。シーズンを通して、ドジャースはまさに、勝つべくして勝つ、チームでした。オフェンスでは大谷翔平が豪快なホームランを放ち、ベッツが驚異的な守備とバットコントロールを披露し、フリーマンが頼れるバッティングでチームを支える。そして、ピッチング陣には新たに加わった強力な先発投手たちが圧巻の投球を見せ、ブルペンも安定感抜群。まさに、どこから見ても隙のない、超完成型のドジャース。そして何よりも印象的だったのは、選手たちが見せる団結力と情熱です。ただのスーパースターの寄せ集めではなく、お互いを信じ合い、支え合い、チームとして戦い抜く姿が本当に素晴らしかった。毎試合、ベンチでは笑顔があふれ、ビッグプレーのたびに選手たちが肩を組み、大歓声を上げる。その光景こそが、ドジャースが最強のチームである理由ではないでしょうか。特に NL 西地区優勝を決めた試合のあの瞬間、9回裏、最後のアウトを取った瞬間、選手もファンも一体となって歓喜の渦に包まれました。スタジアムの青い海が大きく波打ち、選手たちは抱き合い、涙を流しながら勝利の喜びを分かち合いました。まるで映画のワンシーンのような最高の瞬間でしたね。しかし、これはまだ終わりではありません。ここからはワールドシリーズ制覇というさらなる夢に向かって突き進むのみ、ドジャースがどんなドラマを見せてくれるのか、これからも目が離せません。皆さんも、この歴史的シーズンの証人となりませんか。これからもドジャースの戦いを一緒に応援していきましょう。動画を楽しんでいただけたら、ぜひ、いいね、と、チャンネル登録、をお願いします。コメントで皆さんの熱い応援メッセージもお待ちしています。さあ、次の試合もドジャースと共に、